Alright guys, chill mode doodling. We're gonna be annoying the Quadboys on internet. Piss them off with add-ons and shit. Do you know what I mean? My favorite pastime. Annoying morons who see nothing in their life but cats and add-ons. Fucking love doing it. Alright, so let's go to what you call them, box cutter, and we're gonna grab an add-on. And we're going to cut, actually it's a bit too long. We're gonna cut this here. In fact, let's grab 5 degrees. Cut it in here like that. And we're going to go to the right and we're going to shift click it. We're gonna grab this edge here and control click on mark to run a bevel of 12 segments. You can see on the bottom. Okay, and then we're going to run segments here as well. PG. Let's mirror this, and now that looks okay. This could be a little bit closer, I think. Maybe not. All right, cool. So now what I want to do is I want to cut the middle here, right? With, I would say, 10 segments. One more time. And move it somewhere here. Maybe less thick. That'll do. And also want to cut this one. Perfect. This is a bit too tall, so we could just, you know, make it smaller. And let's add a cylinder of 50 watts, RY90 to scale this here. Let's scale this, actually let's move this one to the right and then shift us to geometry and move it in here. Maybe not as big. There we go. And a bit forward. Yeah, this is too long. Let's just cut this. And then we're going to combine them, right? So let's maybe make it a little bit wider. And I want to drop a loop here and drop a loop here. And maybe 2 in the middle, and then, you know, Boolean's union. Okay. PG. Another thing I want to do is I want to enable dots here, D, and we're gonna run a circle here in the middle. Just make sure it's in the middle. Shift V and enable V align in ortho, which is gonna allow you to run cuts in orthographic view. Scroll up to 50. We want it to be quite supple, and we're gonna cut this in here. That's not in. Is that in? That's not in the middle. Yeah, this needs to be in the middle. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna grab another cylinder, okay? It's gonna be safer. Because I need to mirror this top to bottom, and if it's not in the middle, it's gonna be yo-yo. Do you know what I mean? So, no bueno, right? Now, this one, before we apply this, we need to run the bevel, otherwise we can't do that. So press... Ooh. Actually, no. Let's grab C here for clamping. We're gonna run 16 segments should be enough. We could run more than this, do you know what I mean? Like maybe 20. Yeah, it's gonna be denser. I think it'll be better. And you know, with this one, this should be basically a bit deeper. Although, actually, maybe not. Maybe it's fine. We need to shift one of these booleans here to exact. You see, one of them. Which one is it? This one? Yeah. Exact. Ooh. That's how you want to play. Okay. Okay, fair enough. So hang on a second. What's this bevel? This is the main cut, right? Okay, let's apply this. Now what's this one? That's the cut in the middle. This one should be going first, I think. There we go. There was a cut problem. Order of cutting. And this one is not applied yet, yeah? Let me see this. Let me apply this one. This is the cut in the middle. And this is the last one. Let me see. No, that's the cut in the back. And this is the last one, okay. Let's see here. It's a little bit better, but honestly, there's no difference. Yeah, we're gonna fix it. So let's just apply it, it's fine. Let me see how clean that went. Oh, pretty clean actually, cool. All right, so, you know, let's save this because it's Sunday. And save it and run the power save, cool. All right, this one is a little bit too wide. I think we're just gonna scale this a little bit and then run some loops on this one as well. Let me see that. Just move it here, mirror to the other side, and you know, union, right? And this should work. Cool. Let's apply it. So now we can work with this, right? So first of all, what we're gonna do is click Alt click here, and we're gonna run the offset cut. Don't panic, everything is fine. Holy shit. Okay, there's some beef in here. Let's nuke this one. Let's nuke this one. Okay, clean it. Click Alt click and offset. There we go, that's better. It's a bit too, you know, too advantageous. All right, now let's try this, right? So offset cut. That's a bit too audacious. Let's nuke it down a bit. Maybe a wider bevel is cool. Huh. Let's run a wider one, why not? Let's enjoy ourselves. Maybe... I think 10 is enough. You know. And then we can just run a cut here. So run a cut here like this on the side, right? And run a knife. So K, come on, K and knife, boom. And then we're gonna grab this. Let's nuke this nonsense, and then, in fact, let's nuke all of them. All right, I'll show you some neat trick here. So grab this one, GG, and then we're going to press EF, and we're gonna constrain it here, which is going to fix all the shading problems. And click Alt click here, and we're just going to do a Boolean cleanup on the top layer and sort it. Yeah, and all the Quadboys can fuck off right now and suck my chola, do you know what I mean? So they're gonna say, oh, there's still a little bit of shading problem. I said, I know. Go feed your fucking cat, okay, and leave me alone. Jesus Christ, these people. I have some moron posting on my YouTube channel again yesterday. Something about quads and real modelers. I was like, bruh, have a fucking day off. Go have some carbs. I can't with these people sometimes, do you know what I mean? I don't know what's their point of being alive. I don't know. Entertainment? Could be. Alright, so here we have a bit of a beefcake. So, you know, there are multiple ways of fixing this. One of them would be to run a cut here, A, and just run C. And let's see if it's gonna go through. Perfect. So it's gonna sort out the left side, but the top side is gonna be still problematic, as they say. So you know, the best way of dealing with this would be to run some, you know, some cuts in here, right? Maybe from here. So let's run one of them, and another one, and another one, and one more in here. Okay. So what we could do is just connect these now, you know, here. So this one should be probably run like this, maybe. This is probably gonna be causing some issues. This could maybe be connected here, probably not the best idea. If I'm gonna move this one, I'm gonna distort this flat face on the top, so I can't really move this. This is a bit problematic, but what I could do is run something like this, and maybe do that. Okay, this might work, and in fact, this might work as well, you know. Okay, it's possible this is gonna work, so we could nuke this one, possibly nuke these two, or nuke this one and move this one closer here. This could work. You see, the shading is actually holding, so and you know, you don't really need these. Okay, you really don't, so we can just nuke them. Okay, they're not really contributing to anything special here. Actually, they were. Shit. And you know, these we could just run them down, you know, so if you really wanted to, but I don't really want to. So these could be combined into one. This one we don't really need it. We can nuke this probably. And honestly, I mean, this could be combined too. This could be combined. I would leave this alone. We could try that like that, and then we could just run another, you know, another edge here. So run the knife here, like this, press C, cut through, then, you know, GG, and then let's just turn this off, and yeah, we have to mirror down, alt-click this, alright, and then GG, E, and secure this side, and with these two on both sides, we don't really need these, right, so we can get rid of these. We should be okay. We should be okay, right? With the emphasis on should be. So let's see that. Yeah, it's not terrible. There's a bit of a distortion here on the top, but you know, it's fine. Not a big deal. Okay, not a big deal. So let's mirror to the other side, mirror to the mirror to the bottom, and we're good to go. Okay. Cool. Let's enjoy our life now. This one could be. Let me just run it from the top. Could be aligned here and cleaned. This one could be aligned here and cleaned, and that's going to be better. You know, this is not ideal. What we could do is this, right? This will never really work in here. What we could do is try to run a chamfer. If I really wanted to run a chamfer here, I have to move this one away and then run a chamfer on this. We can mirror this, right? So Control B. And in order to do that, I will need to unclamp it, so C, and then we're gonna have a beef here on this side. But this, you know, this could be fixed here. This is not a big deal. This could be moved to the side, and this one could be moved to this one. And technically, we could even dissolve this, but you know, I think we're gonna be fine. So that will work. That will work. And on the other side, we have some beef here. Hang on. We need to. Whoops. We need to clean this. Move this one here. Oh Jesus, this is a bit of a disaster. There we go. This should do. If you really want to be pedantic, you could just run the space tool here, but you know, this could be combined in, you know, in like this, and this could be run a little bit higher, this could be run a little bit lower. Like I said, we could run a space tool here, so let's see that. Okay, just have to remove all the double, you know, all the double bollocks. Let me just nuke this. What the hell is going on here? Wait. Oh, this actually got flipped underneath. That could be problematic. Hang on a second. I think I went too far. Okay, now, so let's move this one a little bit further away. And then we're going to select this edge here. And let's just, you know, run a Boolean. Just unclamp it, press C. And I think we're going to turn off loop slide. It's going to create a lot of problems. There is an issue here. We need to drop this down. Let's try it now. Yeah, turn off this loop slide for sure. We're gonna have to fix all this nonsense. And this edge is still too close, so GG, move it even further. And do it one more time. But we can run a smaller one, you know. Control B. That's better. Let's combine this. And then we're gonna just mirror to the bottom, right? 3 to clean it. That didn't work. There's some beef in here still. Of course there is. There we go. Cool. And this can be fixed with the auto smooth. There we go. There's still some nonsense here going on. There we go. And this is good, right? Okay. More or less. There's a too big of a gap here. So we lost the bevel. Need to rebuild it. Just move it here on x-axis. And it's gonna be fine. There you go. And that looks good. And here in the middle, we can do the same thing. So, well, we're gonna have to move these, right? Because without it, I mean, you know, it's not gonna work. So GG and move them out. And then let's grab this and run a bevel. I'm doing chamfer. And don't overdo it here because, you know, we are pushing the limits here. So let's, you know, let's not push our luck, okay? This one probably would be better if it was just straight here like that. And maybe even going like this. It's gonna be a shitting problem here anyway. No, it doesn't matter what we do. I mean, we could go this way, you know, and then nuke this nonsense. It's gonna be fine. And here too, we could do the same thing. So we could just, you know, collapse it in here and just nuke this one. So it's gonna probably be better. And we could still run some loops in the middle here to control this shading a bit better. But we're gonna need basically something here to create a bevel manually, because otherwise it will not work. So that's good. And we're gonna mirror to the bottom, PG. Then we're gonna create a chamfer here, because reasons. And then we're going to insert this and extrude it. Mirror to the other side, PG. And then I want to run a loop here, Alt-M macro, and one more chamfer on this one here, right? That looks good to me. Okay, and now this one's gonna be fun. So let's grab that and insert it, and then we're going to extrude it and scale it. And I'm going to grab a cube and move it somewhere here and scale this. And what we're gonna do is we're going to align it to a face, so GX, and align it to this face, and this one we're gonna align to this face, PG. And then we're going to scale this down and move it in, and then we're going to Boolean union, okay, and probably gonna have to switch to exact. There we go. And this is a bit too, you know, whoops, too thick. I think that's kind of cool. I like that. Cool. So let's apply this. And blend is gonna crash, because of course it will. But we don't give a shit because we have power save. Alright, one more time. Let's apply this, PG, and then we need to clean all these disasters. So faces, good heavens, faces. Let me hide this cutter. Select this and nuke this. Nuke this here too. Whoops, faces. Let's just delete edges. Interesting. What the hell? Wait. Let me just grab this and delete the vertices. There we go. Then this one should be connected up here. Rebuild this face, clean it. Do we have multiple verts here? No. So this should be a face now, right? Peachy. And how are we looking here? Is this a face yet? It is. Peachy. So let's clean the mark sharp. Awesome. That looks good. Let's run some weighted normals. Let's run a chamfer here and maybe chamfer here. And now I can actually run a cut here. So let's launch the cursor to edge. Oh, really? Fair enough. Let's go Alt-H Shift-2 and recover this cutter. Shift-S to select it. Shift-A, mesh, cylinder. Let's go with 40 or 50, fuck it. RY90. And we're going to cut this difference and extrude it on X. And how are we looking? Looking pretty good. Let's run a bevel on it, which is gonna break somewhere here. Why is a bevel breaking here? And why do I have a bevel in here in the first place? That is fascinating. Much fascinate. But we fixed it. Okay. The bevel will not catch here because we need a bevel. We need a bevel weighted. I mean edge weighted bevel. The auto smooth is catch. Wait, why is it faceted? Oh, but the Boolean is live, right? Okay, let's just apply the Boolean, and then shade smooth. There we go. And now we can run the chamfer here. That's gonna look cool. I like that. And then we can just run, the chamfer here in the back as well. And this one could be a thread. It's gonna look pretty cool. You know what I mean? Yeah. And mirror to the other side, right? Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to run sharpening tool with B weight on all the edges, and we're going to fill out all the edges that on mark that cannot automatically have the bevel weight applied because of the angle issue. And we need to do also the same thing here. And we're gonna switch to weight. And this should fix all our problems with the emphasis on should. Oh yeah, we need a bevel weight here too. So mark. Wait a minute. Ooh, that's gonna be a problem. I see. Hang on a second. Let's see this. We could do that. And it's gonna be fine. Same here, I suppose. If I nuke this, it's gonna look better. So let's nuke this. Who cares? That looks pretty cool. Now, the last thing I want to do is I want to run a chamfer here, but for this to happen, we would need to GG this, or GX this a little bit this way. Then select that and Control B. That didn't get selected, so let's select everything here. Okay, and then Control B. And let's see how we're looking. We're looking pretty peachy. And we're gonna lower the bevel size because we want to have a bevel that's really, really mechanical. Now, I could have also done something cool here with this one, honestly. What we could do is borrow this and Control Curve Extract, move it in here, and let's just grab all these and Shift 1 them. Select these two, and EY and F, select all F, move it to this side and solidify it this way. Cut this with a Boolean difference. Right. And then we could actually move it a little bit deeper here and scale it on the y-axis. So I just move the origin to geometry, scale it on the y-axis. So the angle is gonna be matching more the curvature of this wheel here. Let's just move this weighted normals to where it's supposed to be so I can fucking see what I'm doing. Right, and then we could actually cut this one inside here. So grab an end gun and, you know, cut it in here like this, right? Do you know what I mean? Maybe have a scroll that one, S Shift Z, make it a little bit larger. Let me just apply this. And around the bevels here. So all the way here, right? All these have to be beveled, so. Okay. Okay, and then Q and mark. How are we looking? That's pretty interesting. We could have some chamfers here as well. Cool. So that's that. And I think we arrived. Now the last thing I want to do, I want to cut the main shape. So let's grab a cube here and scale it really narrow to a narrow shape and pop it up here and move it somewhere here and difference. And then I'm going to array this around the cursor using hard ups and hold Control to rotate it to angle it. Oh, come on, Blender. There we go. Oh, for fuck's sake. Let me just... Oh, fucking... Brah. Are we good now? Fucking fiddly as fuck this shit, man. This one is a bit too long, so let's go to GZZ. There we go. And they're too deep, yeah, so GX and move them somewhere. Oh, come on. What the fuck is going on? What is this Blender doing, man? Like, seriously. Bruh. Bruh. It's like after movement or something. It's like, what is happening? This is bizarre. Oh my god. Instead of fixing the fucking basics, they're fixing some fucking bullshit, man. Like, for real. Ay. Anyway. Let's not complain because we're gonna wake up all the Blender, you know, fanboys. You should not talk bad about Blender because they're amazing. Bruh. If something doesn't work, I'm a bitch, okay? So. Oh, Jesus Christ, what the fuck, man? There we go. And then we're going to move this one deeper. Oh, you fucking... What is going on, man? It's like, when I click, it doesn't stop. Some kind of a delay. It's like Blender is drunk or something. Here, 2. Okay. Alt X. Boom. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. We could even pop some small circles in here inside, you know what I mean? So the way to do that would be to go to, let me just save this because I don't know what the fuck's going on. D and circle, and we could just pop, just do it, you know, let's just run it by eye. And let me just turn off this nonsense for a second because it annoys me. S Shift X, whoops, just this one, S Shift X. And then radial array. Right. And then we simply nuke one of them. So let's apply the radial array. Let's go to operations multiply. Let's grab this one, L, and nuke that. There we go. We can keep the rest. See what I mean? And I think that's good. So you can just mirror to the other side. Boom, right. That looks pretty fucking cool. That looks pretty fucking cool. Let's pop away the normals because, you know, we need that. Awesome. I think we arrived. Cool, there you go. Kind of interesting exercise. Without a single quad. Oh man, I can't wait for them to say, this topology is awful. I know, but no one gives a shit. Be quiet, please. Let's just run it actually like this. I think it's gonna be a bit better. In fact, you know, technically, this should be fucking straight, to be honest, because otherwise we'll have problem with the flatness of the face. I probably should fix this a little bit here because it's a bit of a dog shit, not gonna lie. So let's do something with it. We don't really need this. And this one could be run here to the end. And then we could select this, you know, and GG, and then E, F. There we go. And, you know, this should do, right? Okay. This should probably be somewhere here. I don't know why this one just kind of ran away, but like I said, here what we could do, we could just run the space tool, you know. It's going to help also. I can see this one is missing again. Which, what we could do is just simply fix it manually, right? Just bring it in. There you go. Oh, not again. It's like, what the fuck is... What is this Blender doing, man? Like, for real. Okay, are we good now? Perfect. So let's select all these, right? And right click and space. Ah, this means we have some double verts somewhere. You know what? I'm just gonna leave it. I can't be bothered. I think it's fine. Ah, here. We probably shouldn't have this one here, but it's okay. It's a denser bevel, so you can't really see, you know, because if it was less dense, you would see problems with shading. But because it's dense, you know, we don't, so it's fine. It's not perfect, but can barely see issues, so it's fine. Let me just mirror to the other side, and we're good to go. I think this is kind of passable. Here, let me see that. Probably should go all the way down here. Probably can do a better job in here, to be honest. At least a little bit better job. This is a bit of a pig, to be honest. But we could run it like that. Nuke this one. Move this one a little bit deeper. Nuke this one. Actually, we can, yeah, I think it's fine. This technique will be here, although this probably holds better. You know, the previous one was actually cleaner. Sometimes when topology looks like shit, it actually works better than when it looks clean. See, that holds better. It makes no sense, but it does. So why would you argue with that? Now we do also have some beef in here, some pulling, etc. But you know, it's inside, so no one gives a fuck. And we could just, you know, clean this a little bit in here, you know, too, because there are double variants and all that, and it's just creating shading problems, right? If you really wanted to, and you know, you couldn't just, you know, you couldn't take it, we can just clean it a little bit, okay? So, you know, you don't have to call the police. Yeah, there you go. It's a bit cleaner. Copy to the other side. It should be fine. Can also copy to the bottom and keep the edge. There's a double edge here. It's from mirroring, so we gotta nuke that. Be careful with this. I don't know what these are, but they're not really needed. There we go. I think we're done. Cool, awesome. But also, you know, if you want to learn how to do crazy stuff like this and have some fun with add-ons, then I suggest you grab our course, The Ultimate Guide to Hard Ups and Box Cutter. But if you are new to Blender and you want to learn how to, you know, model from scratch using all the, you know, essential tools and menus, and learn all the shortcuts, the workflow, the principles of design, etc., then grab our best-selling course, The Hard Surface Accelerator, which is going to teach you the basics of Blender Hard Surface. And the links are in the video description and in a comment pinned under the video. This one technically could be lower, I think, and this one could be a bit higher, but it's not really essential. So, and there's a bit of a distortion here, you see that? I think these got distorted a little bit. So what we could do is, oh, it's because of the cut. Yeah, that's fine. Never mind, my bad. It's perfect. All right, cool. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.